Conditions of worth. Think about it. When you got up today and decided what you were going to wear, how did you determine that? Was it based on what you like to wear, or was it based on where you were going and how you thought you'd be accepted, or what the attire was? Well, those things might be conditioned. Let's go back to how conditions of worth are created and what exactly they are. Basically, a condition of worth means that in order for me to value and esteem you, you need to meet a certain condition. And this starts very early in life, or it could be experienced by people early on in life. When does it start? When you're young, right? When you're young, we have to raise kids in the way in which they should go. So you have a 2-year-old, you take them over grandma's house, and they go around acting all rambunctious, taking cookies off the table, eating wherever they want. What are you going to do? What any good parent would do. Let this child know that, no, you can't just be eating cookies. And then they're going to tell you know what? Grandma smells. And you're going to say, no, that's rude. You don't just tell people, talk about how people smell, and they're going to realize that there are some conditions. You can't just take food, because that is rude. And if you do these things, then that means you are this type of person, bad or good. Even if you think about how little kids talk, they will talk with those basic words. You're either bad or good. Or maybe you have an interesting niece or nephew that has the title of bad because they do things that are just not approved. It's not that they're actually bad, it's that they do behaviors that we wish they wouldn't do. And those are conditions. But you have to think about how that is processed by a person. If a person is not doing the behaviors that we think they should do, they might be taking the message, you don't value me unless I do that, which means to that person, you do not love me unless I do that. So when a person's younger, we can see all those little things they may do that are nuisances that we try to correct. But as they get older, it looks a little bit different. Child gets older, they go to school. When they get to school, what matters then? The report card, right? What are the grades? Now the parents, you have good reasons for those conditions. You want your child to go to college. It's important for them to go and thrive. And also you know their potential and you want them to be all that they can be too. And so the report card matters. So here's the scenario. They come home like, hey, mom, dad, I got my report card. I want you to see it. They show you the report card. Let's just say this is what it looks like, right? 3 subjects here: English, social studies, music, and math. And English, got an A. Gets it from his father. Social studies, got a B, just like the mom. Music, A. And then you see that they got, on math, they got a C here, right? So you're like, C? No, we don't get C's in this house. Unacceptable. You know you can do better than that. I can't even believe you would bring that in this house. What you been doing in school? You're slacking. You need to get it together. I don't want to see any more C's. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Okay. That's a little dramatic, but I want you to think about it. Really think about it. Have you said that to your kid? Did your parents ever say that to you? Maybe they had the best intentions, but the point is, it's a condition. And let's just say that whatever they got to see in, maybe it's a foreign language, maybe it's math, maybe, who knows? For whatever reason, they struggle in that subject. They just are not able to get the C that you're requiring at that particular time. And so what they're going to think is, if I don't get that C, well, I didn't get that C, so that means you don't value me or you don't love me. Now that sounds, maybe that's a lot to take in, but this might be what's being processed. And this is what causes people to do all kinds of behaviors that we might consider, when we're judging people, as unacceptable. Well, I'm going to do this behavior because this is a condition for me to be valued. And if research suggests that people have a need to be esteemed and they're not being esteemed, people will do a lot of different things to get esteemed. So they'll meet that condition so that they can have worth. But here's the problem. Besides that they're kind of having to meet conditions to get valued, and besides the fact that it might be a lot of different conditions besides the ones that the parents are setting, you know, bullying other people or joining other organizations that are not helpful. The other thing is, let's just say they're doing things that society might deem as normal. Make my child do a certain profession because that one is going to make more money. Let's just say your child, though, authentically, their authentic self wants to be a musician, right? Over here. You have told them they should be an engineer, because you know they're bright and smart and good at math. They should be an engineer. What this creates is incongruence, discomfort, anxiety, tension. And when they go to the career, they become an engineer, then that tension is just going to grow, and it exists there throughout their life. Also, that's just one choice. There's other choices that are conditions of worth. Whoever they pick for a mate, right? Whether they get married or don't get married, when they get married, if they're going to have kids, all of these things are conditions of worth, and they might make some of these choices to have value, but they might be incongruent with their actual self, what they really want to do. And if they have no awareness of their real self, then this tension is going to keep being created over and over again. So the point is, this is one of the reasons that we do other approval kind of behaviors, because there's a condition. We want worth. We are not getting worth in an acceptable way. Instead of having no worth, we seek others' approval. What can we do about this? Okay, this video was a little longer than I suspected. We're gonna answer that in the next video.